Welcome to the live. We got to record the jingle though. The jingle is like it needs to be.
Okay, you don't need to be on the
Jingle's
Instagram.
Oh, okay.
But I do need it when you guys are gonna.
I'm just gonna read comments.
So, quick explanation. Hopefully this makes sense. I'll try to make it really, really quick. So, when you talk about buddy letters, specifically, what that is?
Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live.
YouTube, Facebook.
We're live at VetComm. We got to get the jingle recorded. I want like a little like rap beat behind it. It needs to be something.
Something better than solo.
Yeah, needs to be great. Yeah, it needs a little. Yeah, have my little son come play little drums for me.
All right.
Yeah, just careful it doesn't get into that other type of boom.
Come on. All right.
All right, we're live.
No more comments from the peanut gallery. Sherry Thomas, I owe you a call. Hello, Sherry. I was out of town. So rude. I did not call. I'm the rudest, worst. Got the affiliate program up and running. There we go. Yes, we're very close. Now, Sherry, we can keep track of our affiliates now. We'd sort of do it manually. So it's not that we can't do the affiliate program. It will be more easily tracked when we go to launch. So, all right, we're getting people into the live. We did a live last week. Well, how many likes did we get on YouTube? It was absurd. It was a ludicrous number of likes.
Like hundreds and hundreds.
Like, yeah, it was like
on TikTok, I think we had like 15,000.
15,000 on TikTok. It was absurd. I mean, I was like, the veterans need us, man. Over here, like doing Bruce Wayne, Batman level Marvel character stuff at VetComm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For those of you just joining, I'm Kate Monroe. I'm the CEO of VetComm. In the room with us, I have my media team, my trusty media team. I'm also going to have a special guest today that is going to answer a couple of questions. Somebody that's in town here. What is this? Boo-boo. Can you stop whatever that is?
It's your Google chat.
It's my Google chat.
Yeah.
How do I shut the Google chat off? I don't even think I haven't signed in. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen.
Close that.
Close this.
Good.
Okay, that should help. Okay. So again, Kate Monroe, CEO of VetComm. So really quick, what VetComm does, a lot of you have joined us before, but I'm going to go ahead and reiterate what VetComm does, and we do very successfully, is we offload all of the hassle and the bureaucracy and just all the awful part of dealing with the VA. A lot of you have been watching things for a really long time and not been winning because as veterans, I think we get a little bit of analysis paralysis going. We're like, what company should I go with? Should I do it myself? Who should I watch? Who knows the most stuff? And while you've been, just watching and not actually going toward your target, you could have missed out on $10,000, $100,000, $1 million. So for somebody in my age, if you're at 100%, like I am, your lifetime income could be like $2.5 million. And that's if I live to be like 80. I plan on living longer. I'm doing good things, trying to be healthy, drinking water, getting sleep. So my lifetime benefit could be massive. So what I would suggest to you is really be listening today and ask yourself, is this the day where I get out of the trench, off the bench, and start running toward my target? So what do we do? What is it like to work with VetComm? Well, your first stop with VetComm is to write into the chat, free claim review. And somebody from the team, you can actually text it. It's texted to 858-360-2227. And you want to text in free claim review or whatever question you have. And somebody from my staff is going to get on with you nearly immediately and get you going. So somebody's going to talk to you. They're going to get you on with the enrollment team. The enrollment team is going to do an assessment with you. They're going to listen more than they talk. Hopefully that's what they're trained to do, and figure out what are you trying to do. And then they're going to tell you how VetComm's going to help you do that best. And then they're going to offer you 3 ways to participate with us. If you elect to go with us, and you just say, you know what, today is my day. Can we get the fan in here? That would be helpful to me. I'm dying over here in this stupid sweatshirt, but I have a sports bra on, so we're not going to be doing that. So they're going to get you on. After you enroll, they're going to get you on with what we call a pre-claims agent. The pre-claims agent is going to get you on Zoom, log you into va.gov, and they're going to file your intent to file. So what does, are you still there? Stay in studio. I am in studio. hold on a second. So they're going to make your intent to file. An intent to file just tells the VA, hey, I intend to make a claim, and this is the day I want to be paid back to. So let's say it took 4 to 6 months, and you were awarded a couple $1,000s a month. You'd be owed a few $1,000s in back pay, and then you would start collecting that money going forward. So once you make that intent to file, your next stop is going to be with one of our claims agents. And this claim agent is going to, again, get on Zoom with you. Now, some of you listening might go, oh, I'm not good at tech, right? I am not good enough at tech to do this. You can trust that if you're watching me right now, whether it be on your phone or your computer, and you're on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and you're able to do this much tech, you will be able to do this with us. We're going to send you a Zoom link. You open it and it opens, and that's all you got to do. Okay. So they're going to make your claim with you. They are going to make your claims, any supplemental claim, any higher level review. They're going to upload all of your documents. They're also going to give you a recap that tells you what you claimed, so you know. And then Robbie Mills, write in and say, I need to hear from you to 858-360-2227, and someone will write you back right now. That's odd for us, but we will get somebody on that right now. Robbie Mills, write in 858-360-2227, say, hey, I need some help. And so after you make the claim, it's going to be anywhere from 3 weeks to 6 weeks, and you'll go to your CMP exams. We're going to prep you for every single CMP exam. This is the biggest factor that delineates VetComm from everyone else. No one else is going to help prepare you. And it's not to have you go disingenuously talk to the VA rater. It's so that you know, who am I meeting? What are they really asking? What should I look like, sound like, feel like? Like, what is the point of this exam? And we're going to make sure that instead of you going to find treasure without a map, we're not only going to give you the map, we're going to go on the treasure hunt with you and make sure that you arrive safely there. Mike Dolbo, hi, Kate. Just want to thank you again for giving me help with your company, helping on my case. We love you, Mike Dolbo. In fact, Rachel, can you have Rob reach out to Mike so we can get him in?
Oh,
Let's
sure.
get him in office one day. Mike, I'm going to have Rob reach out to you and get you back in office and get your stuff going. So that's what we do here at VetComm. You know, hopefully that helps you understand a little bit better of what we do. But there's 3 ways really that you could get rated. And they all start with an F. The first one would be free. That would be you doing it or having a VSO do it. And that would be like the Legion, the VFW, the DAV, which I actually started there. There's nothing wrong with it, but you're only going to get so much rated. You're only going to get so many help because you're going to likely go to someone who's getting paid very little, or they're not getting paid at all, or they work part-time, and you're just a number or a stack of paper on their desk. They don't have the bandwidth. They don't have customer service. They don't have 160 people like I do working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week to get back to you. Okay. So you could do it for free, but I would tell you that free could be very costly. So what does that mean? While you may not pay out of your pocket for that upfront service, what if it costs you $1 million? What if it costs you a year to 18 months in hassle? What if you went with the free service, and because they're accredited, right, this buzzword that we all want to throw around, what if that means they only claim your hearing loss or your tinnitus? Because that's very common. We have a ton of people that went to a free service and they said, well, they would only claim what was in my record. Well, many of you watching now don't have anything in your record. You have a poorly papered record. So what would you do? If you went to a free service, you're going to end up with $170 a month. With our service, you might end up with $1,700 a month, which is more in 1 month than we even cost. Okay, so there's the free way. Then there's the fee way. We are the least expensive fee way in the business. And not only are we the least expensive, we guarantee that what we tell you is going to happen. Because if we're unsuccessful for you after the second time, you can elect to go a third round or get your money back. We have not. If a veteran actually follows our process, we haven't actually failed a veteran that was willing to go through the process. Do people stop in the middle because they bitch out on themselves? Yep. Veterans take their ball and go home all the time. And that's not something that I can control. I am not a veteran babysitter. I am, though, a very good tour guide and a good coach and a good, hey, we got to keep going and keep a hand on the shoulder and keep you going. So there's the fee way. So here's our fees. This is the 3 ways to get involved with us. Way number 1, the least expensive, is $1,197. Our full price offering is $2,100. But when you pay all at one time, we give you a $900 discount. So it's only $1,197 one time. And listen very closely. We do not take any back pay. You keep every dollar of it. Okay. Then there's the fleece way. Remember I said there's 3 F's. There's free, there's fee, and there's fleece. So what is in the fleece way? You will think, well, these people aren't charging me anything up front. They're only going to charge X percentage of my increase. Well, they're going to go ahead and charge you $10,000 to $15,000, and they're going to send you an email, and you're going to make your claim yourself and not get prepared. We're going to do 10 times more work, literally all the work. It would be like the equivalent of having a fast pass to, the genie pass at Disneyland, cutting the line, having that concierge service versus having really no help. Okay. So we are, I think, the best of both worlds, firmly planted there in the center, doing the best work for the least amount of money. This says, if I am being represented by a law firm or another company, how can I switch to you? For the most part, if they're not attached to your VA record, you can simply send them an email that says, I no longer wish to do business with you, especially if all you've done is sign up. If you've signed up and used them and already failed, don't go another round with them. That doesn't make any sense. So send them an email, text in right now, 858-360-2227, and say, I'm interested, or a free claim review, and let's have a chat about how we can help you. Are you able to see the C file that VSOs use to see something we might be missing? 50 plus life, 858-360-2227. Correct, Robbie. So 50 plus life, are you able to see the C file? So no, we are not. Although we are about to launch a charity arm of what we do that we will get accredited. And that's really the only benefit, is that you can see the C file. But I can tell you that we successfully already helped 15,000 veterans, and we couldn't see the C file one time. In your declination, it's very clear to us where you missed. And a lot of times you put in for the wrong thing, or you didn't have the right piece of evidence, or whoever helped you didn't upload it, or you were not prepared to go to your C&P exam and articulate how this happened in service. A lot of times you'll get yourself caught up talking about your crappy childhood or your horrible divorce or stuff that has nothing to do with the service, and you get yourself in trouble, and they go, well, you have it, and we're actually going to diagnose you with PTSD, but we're not going to say that it's service related. Okay, so having that help is very helpful. All right, do we have any questions? Okay, go ahead.
I've got 2 good ones on Instagram. I have Guy from the Moon says, I'm already working with the VSO.
I answered this one.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. He follows up and says, can you just do a C&P exam prep?
We do only do C&P exam prep. So those of you that have an open claim and are like, damn, I wish I found you before I made the claim. Fear not. It is not too late for you. A lot of time, this is actually kind of like a cool little double dippy way to involve yourself in VetComm. I have one of my enrollment specialists here. He's probably going to start laughing, because if you've made your claims and you have yet to actually go to your C&P exam, you get a kind of a twofer, because we're going to prepare you for the exam when you sign up for us. And then after it's adjudicated, we're going to make a whole new set of claims and prepare you again. So you get to go like a free at bat here, which is kind of great. So if any of you have open claims that you have not gone to C&P exams for, today is your day. I would get signed up immediately, because that preparation is literally the make or break it. My wife did her intent to file November 2024, been slowly working on it. 4 surgeries all have to do with service connection in the last 10 months. Sound like you can help. If she has an open intent to file that expires in November, and you have already stacked up all this stuff, let's get all the low-hanging fruit stuff done. We can always do more things later. Let's not be sleepy and wait on it. Let's not wait till everything's perfect. Let's not sit in analysis paralysis. Brian, let's get going, and let's make all the easy to make claims now, and we'll dump in the rest later, but let's get charging toward. Brian, I would tell you from YouTube, absolutely text in free claim review, 858-360-2227, and someone will talk with you right now. Brian.
Fairbanks from TikTok says, I got 90% on my first try. Should I try for 100% or just take what I got?
I'm going to let Paul answer this question. Paul, you want to?
I don't know if you saw. I already did answer.
Oh, did you?
I texted back.
Oh, you texted back. I'm going to introduce Paul really quick. Yeah, come sit
I
with me.
literally just answered that question.
So I actually have Paul here with us. He is from our enrollment team, and we're actually elevating his position here, and he's going to be the product knowledge of the VA expert here. So when you have questions like that, we have somebody to answer. So somebody just asked we got him to 100, didn't we, Paul?
Yep.
Yes. So if you're at 90, should you be going for 100? What do you think?
No doubt.
No doubt. Like how soon?
Immediately. So that was where I was at. When I first came in, I went from 30 to 90%. And I was content. I was just trying to get to 50%. That was my goal, was getting to 50% so I had medical coverage. But Kate, as well as Michael, who was the one that actually did my claim for me, he was like, don't quit. He was like, there's still more to do. There's going to be a lot of secondary conditions that you don't even realize that you're dealing with, because we're the veterans, right? We're not the medical professionals. So there's going to be a lot of things you don't realize that you should be rated for. Give us a call. We'll go over that with you. You don't have to make a decision right at the point. It's a free claims review. We're literally going to go over your entire situation with you, help you get a good understanding of what's still out there for you, what other benefits are out there for you, so we can get you set up and taken care of.
Very good. Well, thanks for, and I'm going to bring Paul in here in a second when I go over some more stuff. I'm going to let him get some of his work done, but I was like, I'm going to abduct you, Paul. We need some help. I'm going to answer some of the questions that are in this feed. If you end up deciding to claim mental health, what are some things you add in the description box that tell your clients to put in there? So if you're talking about when you want to make a claim and that what goes in that 400 character box, the three biggest things that have to go in that box are like how the thing happened, how it affects you now, and that it happened in service. Those are the big three that always have to be proven at a CMP exam or in that little box. But the secret sauce of how we actually put the stuff in the box, we actually helped a guy that came up with the AI rules, the if-then statements that govern that little character box on va.gov. And he gave us the exact formula that goes there. That's why people are like, how come when I use you, I end up getting CMP exams every time, but when I use a free service, they just categorically denied me? Well, because what got put into the claim was correct based on the AI gets to decide if you get an appointment or not. And we are constantly every week retooling and tweaking what we put in that box. So it's more than I can just answer here. But if you want to call in and talk to somebody, you're more than welcome to 858-360-2227. My staff is standing by here now. You said working with them now, it's in step 5. So fingers crossed. It's been since November when my intent to file was done. I hope to wrap it up soon. If you're in step 5, I would guess you're within 30 days of getting adjudicated if you've gone to your exams. Current customer, I had my CMP in April. I watched my VA stage recently change to stage 6. I then on the same day got a call from QTC for another CMP for the same thing. Why do you think that is? Sometimes they could have missed something, and sometimes it's a glitch. So Scott, our current customer, I would call the VA's catch-all number and ask them why. 800-827-1000. VA's catch-all number, 800-827-1000. You can also text into the chat and ask somebody on our staff that question. Just text in and I say I have a CMP question, 858-360-2227. Rich said I should be able to get started tomorrow. Working with Ray. Very good. We love Ray. He's so great. My third year out of service is coming up and I haven't filed. Can you guys help me? David, you've been out for... That sounds like 5 minutes, right, Paul? We've helped people in their 70s, 80s, 90s file for the first time. You've been out for 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and get you what you're paid. I mean, you might have already missed out on like 50 grand to pay, but we don't have a time machine, David. But what we do have is our forward motion, our ability to draw a line, step over it, march on, and get freaking paid. So write in right now, 858-360-2227. You can say help. You can say free claim review, whatever you want to say. For service-connected PTSD, do you have to have a medical diagnosis? So you do and you don't, okay? So if you got PTSD from some weird niche way outside the bounds of normal reality for veterans, yeah, you need to go get a diagnosis. But many of you served in time periods where we weren't even talking about PTSD. Nobody, Paul, I could clearly say 0 people. When I went in 2001, nobody was talking about PTSD, sleep apnea, none of this stuff, okay? And I managed to get me and everyone else I know rated for PTSD, anxiety, and depression. Because by the nature of what you did in your job and where you did it, millions of people already made that claim successfully. The VA says we only have to be 50% or more sure to favor on your side. So if you were anywhere near combat and you want to claim PTSD, you're probably going to get approved. If you worked on a flight line or somewhere where you're like under the gun all the time and people are relying on you for their safety, you're going to easily win anxiety. You want to know, this is going to be a crazy fact. The service that is rated highest per capita at 100%, and it's because most of them get 70% for anxiety. Drum roll. Paul, which service do you think?
I'm sorry. Oh, Air Force.
Air Force. The Air Force. And when I tell that to my fellow Marines, they go, what are you talking about? I've been sitting over here with my combat PTSD and I'm thinking I'm leaving it for the other guy, and the Air Force is all rated at 100%, 70% for anxiety. Well, shit, I'm going to get going toward my target and get going. That's you got to piss Marines off a little bit, right? You got to poke the bear a little bit to get them out of their hole and go get them what they're owed. Okay. What should you do if your VA doctor will not refer you to get more CT scans? You need to help your disability claim. Brian Butterworth, you probably have enough scans, bud. You probably have enough information right now. I would stop pursuing stacking up more and more evidence that they're never going to read or look at. Let's have a conversation with you and see if what you have is sufficient now. Okay. So Brian Butterworth, text in 858-360-2227 and let's have that conversation. Hi, Kate. I put in an intent to file with my VSO back in October. I found out it got kicked back. I was never told. Not a surprise. I signed up with you guys, found out no intent to file. What resources do I have? Well, if you have no intent to file that's open, we're going to file the intent and make your claim. That's just what it is. There's no way for us to go back in time and fix the fact that your VSO bullshitted you and did not make your intent to file. That is something that they should have done that they did not do, but that doesn't mean we can't start doing it now and get going a forward motion. What happens when you put in several claims at once but do not get a CMP exam for some? Sometimes you have enough evidence in your file that they adjudicate the claim based on what they have. They may have enough evidence. Other things they're going to want to see you for. A lot of orthopedics, they want to take measurements for. Mental health, they want to see the severity of it when they're seeing you face to face. But sometimes if you are like, I broke my leg in service and you have the records and it's already well documented in your service record and your My Healthy Vet record and everything else, they might just, if you did a fully developed claim, it's not the end of the world if they don't. The other side of that coin, though, is if you are making claims and you're not getting an exam at all, they might have just categorically denied you. Now, if that ever happens to our clients, we do a supplemental and we just go right back with a new piece of evidence, basically start the claim over. If you're trying to do it by yourself, there's a couple pathways in, but you really need to, get going the right direction. Like, could I please get someone to call me? I've been told by your customer service that they would be calling. It's been weak. Derek Sane, write in right now to the 858-360-2227 number and say, I need your help now. And they will get you over to customer service live right now. I had 4 CMP exams for blood pressure, and got denied. Paul Snedham. That's odd. They might not have. So high blood pressure, diabetes, all these other things are caused by something else typically. They're not usually going to give that to you as a primary. So it needs to be secondary to something else. So they might have said, yeah, you have that, but we can't clearly link it to anything else that you have. So for us, we want to link all these types of things kind of like in a rainfall, like we want to attach them to a primary. So maybe write in now and somebody on the team can do a little strategy call with you, 858-360-2227. You got something for me?
Yeah.
Am I neglecting TikTok?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, TikTok. I'm so
It's
rude.
okay.
I'm very
We
sorry.
got a lot of questions.
Go ahead.
Here's a good one. After we pay for your services, will we need to pay again for future services if it may develop?
So if you pay for our services, you pay and we have a success guarantee. So if you are successful, right? If you got rated 4 more, which most people end up picking anywhere from 28% all the way up to, they end up getting from, what did we have? You had a guy today go from 0 to 90?
0 to 90.
0 to 90 in one skip. That's crazy. I'm sure he's pretty happy. So if a person like that who went from 0 to 90 wants to try for 100, it's only $500. So you can go take a shot again, because 90 to 100, all you 90%ers watching me right now, you need our help. You think, oh, I need 10%. Bullshit. You need 100%. You need 50%. You need a lot. And you need strategy. Now it's like, okay, my mental health is low. Let's work on that. My orthopedics are low. Let's work on that. I have my back problem, but I didn't get rated my neuropathy and my radiculopathy. This is where all of this strategy comes in. You don't need to sit at home and hope that you can win. Just text in free claim review, 858-360-2227. Chris says, my bro, Jeff Raymond, works there. I want you guys to help me. Chris, buddy, call your boo, call Jeffrey and get signed up. 858-360-2227. Tell Jeff that you'd like to speak with them.
Dig Doug from TikTok says, I'm in Texas. Can you assist me? I'm undecided if I should go with you or veterans.ai.
Well, I'm going to break down us and veterans.ai. I shouldn't even give it any credence or whatever, but I'm going to. Okay. So we have employees. We have 160 employees in 18 states serving veterans 12 hours a day, 7 days a week around the globe. I always tell our enrollment team, we would help people if they were on the moon. We help people in other countries. We help people through WhatsApp. We literally do not care where veterans are. We will flat get it done for you. But what's the biggest difference between us and Vets AI? Vets AI, I'm not going to talk any crap about them. We don't talk crap about other people. But the main difference is they have like this many people. Okay. They don't have very many people. And one of their lead people that was supposed to be like their guy and be the big enrollment guy, well, guess where he works now? He works here at VetCom because he believes that we are farther along in the process, that we have more infrastructure, that we just flat have a better system. Because what you don't want is one person handling your whole case. You do not want that. You think you want that because you've been accustomed to this VSO thing. You want a battalion of people to help you. You want every single step to be done by someone who knows that exact step, and that's all they do all day long, and that is all that they're set out to do. And the AI thing, while it's great, there's a difference between formulating your claim and your evidence and being prepared to actually go to war with the VA. A lot of people can come up with good evidence, but being coached and prepared, I don't think anybody does what we do. No one does well on that. So if you're stacking up the two of us, we are like heads and shoulders above. This would be like, you know, like the brand new kid on the football team versus like the varsity quarterback who has been the quarterback since he was a freshman. And that's what you're stacking up. Like a green pea person hasn't, you know, just started versus a company that's done 15,000 claims. And to give you an idea of our size, Vets Guardians is actually the biggest in the business. They're one of the fleece people that charge all of the money. They're only the biggest in the business because they make the most money. They make more than $100 million a year of your freaking money. More than $100 million a year. But guess what? They've been in business for 15 years. They've only helped 25,000 people. We have helped 15,000 people in a year and 5 months? In a year and 5 months, we helped almost as many people. We are just flat getting it done. We are the best of the best in the business. The least expensive, most effective.
Mikey from TikTok is asking if we're hiring here at VetCom. He's a former VSO that lost his job due to government budget cuts.
Well, that's crap. We'd love to have you right in. I'm a VSO. I need a job. 858-360-2227. Thaddeus says, I struggle thinking they will just blow me off or think I'm crazy. I hate the stress of the VA. I hate the stress of the VA too. In fact, when I got rated for PTSD, it took me about 6 more years to go and flip it to personal trauma because I was like, I don't want to talk about that. That's too ugly. I don't want to go see these people. I don't like them. I don't trust them. They never run right by me. These are all the things that we think about. Let me go handle the VA. If you look at our logo, it's a shield. Or the front of a battleship, however you want to look at it. But either way, it would be correct. Okay? So if it's a shield, that's because I intend for you to get behind the shield. I will kick the door in. Our battalion will run in ahead of you and be like, come on, let's go, and get you inside. If you want to look at it like it's a battleship, I'm going to tell you what. You get on that battleship with us, we'll be rolling up to the freaking VA, and they'll be like, oh, look at this cute boat. And then we'll whip the ass end of it around, and they'll realize it's covered in freaking howitzers, and we're about to take them out. So you're not crazy. The VA is crazy, and they rely on us having this kind of anxiety. It's good for the VA for you to be anxious because then you won't make a move. Give that to me and let me go to war for you. Do you have another question?
Yeah.
You're like, I have 100 questions.
Yeah, I get so many.
TikTok, I'm so rude. I'm so sorry.
No, this one's from Instagram. Jay Scar says, I am 60 years old and retired after 22 years in the Navy with a low rating. Is it too late for me to make a claim?
So everybody, to answer this question once and for all, I don't care if you're 22 or 92 or 102, 62. You could be any two, right? You could be any age. It's never too late. It is never too late. In fact, the coolest part for retirees is the cool thing is once you hit 50%, you can collect concurrent pay, meaning I can get my retirement and I can collect my VA disability. But watch this. If you're a combat vet, we can also sign you up for CRSC, meaning you can collect part of your retirement that is taxable as non-taxable income. That's crazy. That's like a hack that nobody goes after. I have no idea why nobody goes and collects all these benefits. But if you're a retiree, you will get rated so easily because you have such a long history to get rated from. So text in right now, 858-360-2227. Free claim review. And here's why I keep saying to get your text in. We keep a list. We keep a record of who put in the time to get on this live, right? You didn't have to spend this time with me. What is it? 3:56 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You didn't have to sit here and watch me yammer on. You took the time to do it because you are trying to get something done with the VA. And to reward you for that, if you get on the list today and we have your name down, we're going to give you an extra discount. So I already said there's 3 ways to participate with us. If you can do the one-time payment, we're going to give you $200 more off. We already gave you $900 off. We're going to give you $1,100 total off. Today is your day. I want you to text in right now, free claim review, and get on the list. 858-360-2227.
Got a question. Oh,
I've actually got a good one. Just
Go ahead.
because this is a question I know a lot of veterans have.
Be loud so I can hear you.
If they turned us down for a reason, why will they change their minds?
So if they turn you down for a reason, why would they change your mind? A lot of you watching have a couple of wins and a couple of losses. Like you won this, you won this, you won this. Not service connected, not service connected, not service connected. Part of it is you could have made it during COVID and they just denied it, hoping you would never come back. The other part is sometimes they just deny you to see if you go away. The cheapest way to not pay veterans is just to deny you. You will get pissed off. I know you. And you will take your ball and and you will go home and you'll never try again because you'll be so mad at the VA and they'll be like, good, we got them. All we had to do is deny them. Little do they know they could just come back. So when you come to us in the state of denial, we might have looked at what's going on, and we might go, oh, well, you just failed your CMP exam, quite frankly. Or, oh, hey, whoever made your claim, you or somebody free didn't upload your evidence, or the claim was made where it wasn't evident to the VA. The other thing is sometimes they just make errors. They're just people. Sometimes that person got busy that day and they just didn't do it correctly. They didn't adjudicate your claim correctly. So we'll decide, do you need a higher level review? Do you need a supplemental? Do you need a new piece of evidence? Let us talk out that strategy with you. 858-360-2227. I got Brian here saying, are you still working with the CivDiv guy? He's pushing his own compensation claims. Please answer when you are available. I'm available, Brian. So yes, we were working with the CivDiv and with Veteran InfoTap. In fact, I just talked to Jason from Veteran InfoTap today. I think we're going to re-engage on doing some content. We're going to, maybe have some kind of reciprocal relationship with them. They, after doing business with us, decided that they wanted to make a foray into helping veterans. And I'm one that says we need all hands on deck. We don't need less hands on deck. They're absolutely great guys. We love them. They're absolutely, the best of the best. They do great work, but they only want to take on maybe 50 per month. They don't have a big infrastructure, which is fine. They want to do niche kind of claims. And that's great. That's totally fine. But we do a very different thing. I don't view us as really being in competition. I do think that we will start doing more content with them. And we're actually doing some other things kind of behind the scenes. So we love those guys. We bless them in their pursuit of, I'm very entrepreneurial. So if somebody wants to open their business, I'm the first person to say, hey, give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, you're always welcome to come back here and do stuff with VetComm. So I hope that answered that question. Thank you for leading the charge. You're a godsend and represent us vets. How does your referral program work? So if people come into our system and they do a one-time payment, you make $100. That's how it works. Very simple. So if you send us somebody and they do the one-time payment, you make $100. You make a little bit less if they do the payment plans. But we are about to push out a really good affiliate program. It's almost done. It'll probably be done in about 3 weeks, and it will track itself. It will automatically send you your money. It's very cool, actually, what we're putting out. They're just trying to give me a seizure. They're literally trying to give me a seizure with this light right now. Let's see. I have a call with Amy at 5. Looking forward to next steps. Enjoy. Perfect. Let's see here. Tariff on McClellan exposure. I know it's not included in the PACT Act, but has anyone made the claim workable? Okay. So many of you want to talk about what I would consider to be exposure claims. Okay. And many of which are covered by the PACT Act. Now, exposure claims can be for so many things. Okay. But what I don't want you to do is think, well, I got to make a PACT Act claim a certain way. You literally make it the same way you make every claim. So if you've been trying to figure out how to make a PACT Act claim, make the claim. Go make your intent to file, make the claim. They're going to see when and where you serve. They're going to decide internally if it's a PACT Act covered presumptive claim. It's very simple. They tried to make it very difficult, so you would sit here and be watching and not winning and not knowing what to do. If you want to ask a specific kind of PACT Act claim, I would text in right now 858-360-2227. Somebody on the team will be happy to discuss that with you.
Okay. What we got? I'm getting a bunch of questions from TikTok on sleep apnea. So why don't we just go over that?
Sleep apnea?
Yeah.
Okay. So sleep apnea, I don't want to spend a ton of time on it. At some point, sleep apnea was like a dunker. It was like poof, easy to do. You had sleep apnea, you have a CPAP, they would link it to service, you automatically got 50%. That is no more. The VA went, well, shit, we gave out way too much money, and they're an insurance company. So they said, how do we make it harder to get them approved? How do we like stop paying them essentially? So in August, sleep apnea, some stomach issues, and mental health especially are going to get a refresh, and it's not going to be in your favor. We don't think. We don't know exactly what's coming, but I've never seen them be more favorable with you. They're never more proactive about paying you. So if you have a sleep apnea claim, mental health, stomach, a lot of these big, we would say if it was a fruit bowl, these would be grapefruits. We want the big 50s and 70s. You know, you can get them rated small and stack them tall and get to 100 and take forever and, you know, get 10, you know, like a million of them. Or you could get a 70, a 50, and a couple 30s and boom, voila, you're at 100. So if you're worried about claiming sleep apnea, call in right now. Let's make the intent to file. Let's claim it and let's get it done before August so that you can get paid. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get approved, but you're going to get a 0, which means you have it. It's the service's fault. But because you wear a CPAP, they don't want to pay you. So if you're trying to get grandfathered in, I'd get going. 858-360-2227, free claim review, and let's talk about that.
Question from Instagram says, I've been in step 3 for over 70 days. Is that a normal thing?
I've been aware.
In step 3 for over 70 days.
Step 3 for over 70 days. I would imagine they haven't seen you yet. That's a little bit long. I don't know if you're one of our customers or not, but I would call the VA and tell them, hey, I've been waiting a while. When's my exams? And call the catch-all number, 800-827-1000. That's 800-827-1000. I do have a couple of questions here that I want to address as well. Are you seeing most mental health claims coming back static? A lot of them that are at 70% that veterans have made before they come to us. But no, we're not seeing a lot of that. If somebody's 50, we're good at getting them 70. If they're 30, we're going to get them to 50. Because you have to get yourself into the next bucket of disabling features. And a lot of times, if you're not coached well, you're not going to articulate the change since last time. And that's what makes it come back static. Like if they keep asking you, do you have suicidal ideation? And you keep saying, no, I said the S word. I'm very sorry. Sorry, TikTok. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. If you have the S word, okay. If they ask you, do you have the S word? And you keep saying no, you're not going to get to 70%. Okay. So maybe call in and ask that question, 858-360-2227.
Another question from TikTok. Can they lower your rating if you're filing for unemployability?
Typically, if you're filing for unemployability, that's because you meet the criteria. I don't like to get people unemployability. We do it. I think you're better off just letting us get you to 100. If we can get you to 100 P&T and you decide later you do want to work, now you can work and collect your money. What you don't want to do is have the VA give you the unemployability and keep you there. It actually oppresses you in a way long term. It makes you scared to go for a real 100. It's oppressive to you and your earning ability. I always say, let us try for 100. If we miss the mark, we can always apply for unemployability. Do you guys get started on the claims right as soon as you start paying? Yes, we do. Your intent to file should be within your first week, your claim within the first 2 weeks. We like to give you a moment to collect your thoughts. But yes, if you're on a payment plan, we get started right away. The claims department actually has no idea how you paid. They don't even care. That's not their job. Let's see. I was denied for a claim for my ankle with lots of documentation in my medical record a few years back. Is there anything I can do about it? Yes. Let's look through the record, see if it was actually submitted the first time, and maybe we'll do, a supplemental type of claim, or we'll claim something that's similar to the thing you claim. There's a lot of veterans, we always want to go and kick in the front door to go get the money that's in the house in the safe with our name on it. And we don't realize we could have just went and the back door was open, or the side window, the slider. That's our job to pick the right path in. So I would call and get a little bit of strategy, 858-360-2227, and you want to say free claim review. Let's see. I never go to the doctors. Is that a huge hurdle? No, it's not a huge hurdle. I didn't go to the doctors much when I got out of the service. I was sort of tired of going to the doctor, and especially for mental health. I was assaulted in the service, and I got tired of telling that story. And it started to feel like AA, and I was just going for the sake of going there. Not that anything's wrong with AA, but it keeps you in this cycle of having to relive the same thing over and over, and it just was not for me. So no, don't think that you have to go to the doctor to get recognized for this. Many of you had a job and you served here and we're going to get you across the line. So anybody waiting for perfection, let's just go ahead and get it done. Okay, today is your day. I give you permission to charge the VA and let us help you do it. All 160 of us. Okay, 858-360-2227.
Got a question from
Uh-huh.
TikTok. Is it true that by law, if you have 100% permanent and total, are you supposed to get SMC automatically?
No, it depends on what makes up your disability. So, like some people have ED or other sexual things, like for women, if they just can't make it happen. Well, I don't want to be too graphic, but if they just can't get it together down there, that's something you could get paid for. So there's a ton of SMC things that you can be paid for, but they need their own separate application, and that's something that we can help you with. So if you have a specific disabling thing that meets the SMC criteria, we'd be happy to talk to you. 858-360-2227. I had a guy here say something about tax-free. Okay. Question: since the VA funds are tax-free, they're tax-free. That's the coolest news ever. How do you keep from getting taxed on those funds once received? They're not reportable. There you go. You're welcome. You don't report them on your taxes, but you can use them to buy a house as proof of income. You can prove them to, use it to get a car. It's part of your debt to income ratio, your payment to income ratio. You get to factor it in, but it's not taxable. You literally just don't claim it. That's all. So you're welcome. If you're like me and you're getting 100%, guess what? I don't claim $48,000 of income. Not only that, at 100%, I don't. I have a disabled veteran license plate. I don't pay my registration. There's so many cool bennies. So to all the 90%ers, like we were talking about earlier, you better be trying. If you're a 90, you're 100%. You're just not getting paid. That's how I feel about it. You just haven't gone the distance to get paid for it. You're sitting there at 100%, collecting only 90%. And a lot of you think, well, how much more could it be? You're collecting roughly $2,000 at 90%, and you're collecting roughly $4,000, double the income at 100. Is it worth it, Paul? It's absolutely worth it. I want Paul to come in and sit in one more time, and I want you to understand from someone on the enrollment team, what does it look like to have a call? Some of you are scared to get on a call because you don't know what it's going to be like, and Paul's going to come and tell you how easy it is, how effective it is, and right, it's not a hostage situation. We're not going to do this or else. No, we're going to give you a bunch of great info, and you do it or you don't. Today's your day, or it's not. So what is it like? I go ring, ring, ring. Okay, it's my time for my call. What happened?
So right off the bat, basically want to get a feel for your situation, right? As you guys can see in all the comments, like everybody has a different situation. Everybody's at a different point. Everybody has a different rating. So we want to get an idea for your situation. But the big part of what we're looking at is, first and foremost, we want to make sure we can help you out. A lot of people are going to be coming to us with unique situations, or they've literally maxed out everything, but they're at 90. There's just nothing left. And so we want to help you assess that so you guys understand what opportunities there are for you. But what I always do is a very good example right off the bat. There's going to be certain little nuance things that you guys don't realize. And so one of the things I do when I first got on the call, first I want to know what branch of service you were in, and I want to know your job. I want to know
what did you do every day?
Yeah, exactly. I want to know your AFSC. I want to know your MOS. I want to know your rating. Why? Because every job has presumptive conditions. Yep. When you're in the Navy, and I joke around that there are 6 things I write down as soon as I say U.S. Navy. Right? Hearing and tinnitus. It's a guaranteed.
And anxiety for me, because you work on the flight line,
yep.
You got a little bit of perfectionism.
Well, back and knees, because between knee knockers and getting thrown around in rough seas. And then the other one is the mental health stuff. It's the anxiety. It's the exposures. You've all been exposed to asbestos. You've been exposed to AFFF. So there's a lot of things we know right off the bat. And so when you ask questions, it just helps us put together a better claim for you. That way, by the time we're done, not only will you understand that, yes, we can help, but you'll also have a very good idea of where we think we'll get you from what percentage to what percentage. And if we know that there's going to be like secondary conditions, we'll address those with you as well. So you have a good heads up in regards to all of it. And you know exactly what's to come, and nothing's going to surprise you. But let us take the anxiety out of the situation for you. Let us fill everything out for you. Let us do the write-ups, get it all submitted, prep you, and get you prepared for your C&P exams. That way you know what to expect, what questions are going to be asked, what information to provide, basically what you can do to put your best foot forward. I think I say that probably 300 times a day, because that's really what it comes down to.
Because no matter what, if you go with us or not, you're going to leave that call knowing what you should do with us or without us. Like, you will definitely be smarter for having got on the call, and we're not going to pressure you into doing it. If it's your day and we're your people, we are. If not, we're going to take another call and 20 minutes and we're going to help that veteran that's ready.
Oh, like I say to you all the time, I'm the worst salesperson when it comes to that, because when someone has a question about it, I say it all the time. Listen, there's plenty of free options out there, right? Like I went through 3 different VSOs, and 3 different VSOs combined on 3 different claims were able to get me to 30%. I went from 10% to 20% to 30%. I broke my back when I was in the military. I had close combat PTSD, and that was as high as the VSOs got me. I tried to do it on my own, and I failed miserably. In my first claim joining VetComm, I went from 30% to 90% in 2.5 months just by getting everything submitted correctly. Then from there, we followed up, got the secondary conditions, and it got me to 100. It was a 6-month process. I went from making
come work here, you'll get 100.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I went from 500 a month to 4,000 a month.
It's huge. It's insane. Like I always tell veterans, it's like any amount of money that you can get is great, but if you're getting $2,000, $4,000 a month, even $1,000 a month, like we have people tell us, like, I can buy the good cheese. How many people we hope get engaged?
Oh God,
become homeowners, get
Houses,
the truck, go
that's the big
on
one.
vacation, send your kids. I mean, people are like, you guys have literally broken generational curses of poverty over my life. You have set my kids up for success. Like you have broken, like wherever we were going before we met you is a totally different destination. So anyway, thank you for hopping in. Poor Paul, I'm like, can you get back in here with me, please? Appreciate you. Okay, let's see. I never went to the doctors until 10 years after I left the Marines. I eventually got my claims approved. I'm still working on new ones due to a new diagnosis that links to burn pits. Brian, let's have a chat. I think I've answered a couple of your questions, but 858-360-2227. Aiden, I know you have more questions for me.
From TikTok. Is there a risk of the VA cracking down? I love this question. Cracking down on you and us if you are too successful?
No, and here's the kind of the cool reason why. If we're too successful, that's good for you, right? It's bad for the VA. But the cool part is, you guys might have seen me. I was actually invited by Doug Collins' office specifically. I was the only not free service invited to this veteran roundtable. I went to his hearing, stood behind him. There's video of he and I talking one-on-one, him asking for my advice, because the new legislation they're crafting, they realize there's not enough free services, and the free services aren't getting it done. So what's fair for veterans? We need to give you choice. We can't say you can't get help. You can go get help with every other thing. You can literally get people to help you do anything, but not help you go fight the VA. You got to wonder, why would they not want you to have help? Oh, could it be that you'll be better prepared and actually do it correctly, like SSDI, right? So I have spent 3 hours with this man in a roundtable. So we like literally couldn't be more legitimate. They are happy with the work that we are doing, but we make the claim with you for you. So it's you that made the claim. Where people get messed up is when you have like even an accredited body do your work, they're going to do a paper claim, they're going to fax it in, someone else is going to have to type it in, and because it's like by one of these accredited bodies, it goes in a totally different stack. You wonder why it takes so freaking long. When we do your claim, we're going to do a fully developed claim, we're going to do it right the first time, and it's going to be you making your own claim with us backstopping you, right, with us right behind you. You get in quick. How fast? Like our veterans are like, is it normal for them to be calling me like 3 days after we made the claim? I'm like, did you want it to be slower? Like, yes, it's normal. We did it the fast way. So hopefully that helps you. But no, we're not worried. We're not coaching you to create enmity between you and the VA. We don't coach you to be disingenuous with the VA. We just want you to understand who are you going to see, what exact stuff do we need to put in, who do you need to be going there. So no, we are not worried about that at all. How should I prep for my 15 and 20-minute call from y'all today? Do I need documents ready? No, you don't. If this is your discovery call, calm it on down. Be chill. Just get on the phone. You're going to have a great time with whoever talks to you. They're going to ask you great questions, help you get out your story. You don't need to be prepared. We always think, I got to be so prepared. You don't. This is not a workup exercise to go overseas to combat. This is just a simple phone call that you guys have every single day. And our people are totally trained and excited to talk to you. In fact, they're all over here nodding their heads like, yep, I would love to get on the phone with that veteran. Let's see. Hey, Kate, when does the 5, 10, and 20-year rule start on the effective date of service connection? 8/23, the date of your decision letter, 5/25. Okay, so for you to be looked at 5, 10, and 20 years from your effective date typically, but with our company, it's anywhere from 60 to 120 days. So the two dates are not really that far apart. And let's say that it was even like a year. Most of you, if you're going to get 100 100% P&T with us, that means that the VA has already looked at you and said, hey, these things are static. They're not going in the right direction. They're not likely to get better. It's not like you have an active, you're going to get your knee replaced, so your knee's going to get better. They look at like, hey, is your mental health already at 70%? Is your GERD and your IBS already at 30%? Do you already have migraines at 30%? They don't think they're going to get better. I would not worry about that. Let's see. Kate, can you please reply to me? Yes, I can. It's Doomsy, I think. I have Achilles tendonitis. I'm on my way out. I was in physical therapy for it 10 months. I still get flare-ups, but stopped therapy for it. So I'm replying to you. I don't know exactly what you're asking, but it looks like you're exiting. So I just want to speak really quick to all of the people that are watching that are about to make a BDD claim or that are reservists, right? There's like a ton of reservists that don't realize you can claim your stuff and get rated while you're in the reserves. If you're on your way out, it sounds to me like you've done the memorialization of this thing. I would go memorialize all the rest of the things, right? Because if you have this, that means you already started to probably walk funny eventually, have a bad ankle, bad knee, bad hip, bad back. Any of you who have not memorialized your mental health, go do it. You have stomach problems, you have diarrhea, go memorialize it. You stubbed your toe, go memorialize it. All your scars. This is your time to go throw in all the stuff. It's like an eclipse, and that eclipse is about to close, right? So shove in as much stuff as you can on your way out and start working with us now. If you're 6 months ready to get out, let's make sure we backstop this process. Let's make sure we look at what you have and go, hey, you need to go to this doctor and that doctor and get all your stuff done. We'll make the claim and you can win on your way out. So how do you challenge a CMP exam as inadequate? Well, you can do a higher level review, which some people do. If you want to wait a year to 18 months to 2 years, we might look at what you claimed and realize you're not likely to win that in an HLR after you wait 2 years and you're just going to waste a bunch of time. We might say, hey, what you really need is a supplemental. And unfortunately, we're going to make a supplemental claim. And we may convince them in that supplemental claim if it's still within the original period. If it just happened, if it's in a year, then we can go ahead and get it backdated. But there's many ways in, as I said. So text in Kent 858-360-2227 free claim review. Do I have to get x-rays for those things you mentioned? If it's an orthopedic thing and it's a break, especially, I would do it. I would go ahead and get x-rays if you're still in, right? If you're still in, they're going to do it regardless. So you might as well take advantage of the free healthcare that you have right now. If you're having VA healthcare, go get as much stuff memorialized as you can. Don't tell them you want to make a claim. Just go get it all memorialized and tell them it's been happening since service, so they make that note, and then we can pull it from the My Healthy Vet record. What's my next move? My situation is super chat. I don't know that you meant chat. I don't know exactly what you meant. But your next move, if you have not worked with us yet and taken a strategy call, I would text in free claim review 858-360-2227. Okay, I have one from a Marine up here. Okay, I think I already answered that one. Okay, do we have any more questions?
Yeah, so I got one question from Derek on TikTok.
Derek?
He says, I'm at 60% and I might have my 4th surgery on my shoulder. What are the chances of getting to 100%?
Well, that is sort of a loaded question because I don't know what makes up your 60%. This is something that they would go through on your strategy call. Like if in your 60%, let's say was 30% for mental health, a couple of 10s for orthopedics, and like sinusitis, I might go, well, your mental health is underrated. Your sinusitis is underrated. You don't have your secondaries for your orthopedics. But without knowing what makes up the 60%, it's hard for me to give you an answer. But what I would say is just write in free claim review, tell what you're rated for, so that the person that's on the call with you can go, oh, okay, well, let's bump these 3 things and claim these 3 things you never even thought about. And that'll get you further. Okay. 858-360-2227. I will tell you this, 66% of veterans are not rated at all. And 80% of rated veterans are underrated. This comes from the VA. So if you're rated and it's not 100, you're probably underrated. You're probably one of the 80% of people that is underrated because 4 out of 5 people are underrated. So if you're 90, are they underrated, Paul?
Oh, yeah.
Likely. If they're 50, are they underrated?
More than likely.
More than likely. So whatever it is, more is more. Less is never more unless it's perfume and curry. I can't eat too much curry or ginger. But otherwise, more is more. More money is better. Okay? And if you're owed it. See, the thing is, we always want to say, when I first started VetComm, I realized there's 3 big reasons that people don't get rated. The 3 big reasons are I didn't know, Well, now you know. Like today's the last day you can say I didn't know I was owed money. The next reason is I don't feel deserving. And the last reason is I tried, I failed, or I was told I could. Right? Those are the three big reasons. If you're one of the veterans that feels like, well, I don't deserve it. Well, I'm not a therapist. Okay. I will pray for you when I get off this call, but I'm probably not going to overcome 10, 20, 30, 40 years of you feeling like you don't deserve it. I'm going to tell you the VA relies on you thinking you don't deserve it. If you served in certain wars, they flat told you you didn't deserve it. So you've been carrying this around forever. Maybe you have survivor's guilt and some of your friends didn't make it. So you think that those are the real heroes and somehow the way you served wasn't enough. What if I told you you're owed the money? I could tell you right now as a veteran, Paul, will a veteran go get every nickel they're owed from wherever it is? They might not deserve it, but what if you owe them money? Will they try to get it from you?
Oh, if it's owed, they're going to pick it up.
If they're owed, if it's owed, you will go get it. So I'm going to tell you right now, you are owed. It could be 10%, could be 100%. My job, our job, is to get you that entire amount that you're owed. Think of it like the VA is an insurance company that does not want to pay, and they have an account with your name on it. And every month, you don't go get that money. $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month clips by. And I bet you, if I took a poll right now, how many of you really think that the government does well with your money? I don't know that I'd get anybody that would think that they do a great job. So why don't you be the steward of your money? Because it's not going to your buddy. Okay. So my job is if you went in whole and you came out less than whole, my job is to get you paid for that amount. And think of it like an insurance claim, an insurance annuity. If you got hit and somebody rear-ended you in a car, I could tell you right now, you would make a claim and you would go to that exam and put on the show you need to win. Only when it comes to VA disability compensation are you undeserving. You would never think, oh, someone rear-ended me in a car. Do I deserve or not my payout? You would be like, I am owed this money. So think of it that way going forward. And I want everybody who's on the call left. Today is your day. I want you to get what you are owed. Okay. Text in free claim review. We're going to give you an extra discount. Just get on the list. 858-360-2227. 858-360-2227. Text in free claim review. It's your only literal job right now. I have like 3 or 4 minutes left. And when I nuke this call, that's it. If you don't write in free claim review before I get off, that's it. You're not going to get the discount. And I'm telling you right now, you wouldn't be watching me if you didn't need help. You don't have anything else to do. There's not anything more entertaining on Netflix or like any movie or date to go on or like throw a ball with your dog. I don't know. Ride your Harley. Nothing is more entertaining. You are here because you are watching and not winning. And I, as the CEO of VetComm, go and put free claim review and let somebody on the team like Paul, who knows a ton, Paul is the bomb, let somebody like him have a conversation with you because it's going to change your life. It's going to change your end destination. Whatever timeline you are on, you're going to jump timelines and end up somewhere totally different, radically change your life. Do we have any more questions?
I just got one day. Okay. James from TikTok says they keep making me go in circles just for 10% to get 90 for my sleep apnea and migraine. Sorry, that's kind of unclear of a question. Let me find some other questions.
How can I prove that I was exposed to gas during training? Just the nature of your training probably includes whatever gas that is. Like in Marine Corps boot camp, we go get exposed to gas. If you're on a ship, you might get exposed to jet fuel. If you're over somewhere where they're burning jet fuel to do burn pits, who knows? Most of you are exposed to something. That's where all these stomach issues and rhinitis and sinusitis and migraines come from, all this exposure. Most of the time, where you served, in what service, and what you did for your job is probably going to give them all that they need to know. I wouldn't worry about proving it. That's our job. We will help you. When we get on the phone, we will craft a way for you to be successful. 858-360-2227, free claim review.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Question from TikTok. I'm 51 years old, 100% permanent total. Do I need to worry about them revisiting my case?
They're permanent in total? Okay, if you're permanent in total, I would not worry about them revisiting your case. You would have to do something pretty outstanding for them to want to review it. Like they would have to have rated you for something you don't have, like a huge error that they find later, which I know some people who have this, and I would tell them never try to open your thing again. Like, you know, they literally absolutely don't ever touch it. But a lot of people, even 100% P&T, will say, hey, what if I want to establish DIC benefits, like dependent benefits, survivor benefits for somebody like my spouse? Like if I die, I'm already at 100. We go through what you're rated for. If you're not rated for the thing you may pass from, we probably need to add that. But we don't worry they're going to take it back. We don't worry they're going to take it back. So I wouldn't worry about that. We've never had people go backwards. So I would not worry about that. Okay.
Are we going to be able to work if we have 100%? That's a good.
If you have 100% P&T, you can work and make us. You can be the CEO of VetCom. you can be the president. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you can. If you're a regular 100%, and people usually only get there for mental health, they're going to say you can only make so much money. That's why we want to push for the P&T. Have we? I don't even know if we've got anybody 100 that wasn't P&T. Like it.
No, all of our 100%.
Yeah, I mean, all of our 100% are P&T because they're cumulative. We don't get somebody rated for one thing. If you're 70% for mental health, if you are not a hermit at home, we're not going to touch that. Okay, so we want to get you 100% P&T for a collective amount of issues. That way you can go and work. Anything else?
Not yet. Oh, just got one from Miguel. I have an appointment for mental health. How can I prepare myself for that appointment?
I would write in right now and get prepared. Let's not guess and start watching a bunch of people talk. 858-360-2227. Anybody wondering this question should text in. What should I do next? What should I be doing? With anything that has to do with VA rating, everyone is on deck right now. The entire enrollment team is here waiting to literally answer your questions for free. Okay? One-on-one, not in this live open environment. 858-360-2227. Text in free claim review. And you're probably like, Kate, why do you sound like me telling me what to do? Well, you're a veteran. And sometimes even I need to be told what to do. Because you not only do you need to be told what to do, you need to be told you should do it. It's for you. Everything we do is for you specifically. I'm talking directly to you watching this, not to everyone. You are owed benefits. You are worthy. You served. You delivered yourself whole. You came out less than whole. Never. Have you met one single veteran? Sometimes veterans, the older veterans that we love, will say, I don't really have any disabilities. And we're like, bullshit. And after talking to them, how many disabilities do they have?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know my knee was disabling. I didn't know my back. I didn't know my loss of hearing. Right? You have something. And let's go ahead and get you paid. 858-360-2227. Brian, hey, Kate, I signed up and enrolled. We got a good listener over here, Brian. I'm so glad that you got signed up, and everybody else should follow suit and get going. Brian, I wish that you could tell them live how the call was. I have to imagine it went well, or you probably wouldn't have signed up. But Paul says, what's your rate of success for connecting diabetes to service without obvious links? You're not going to connect it without an obvious link. It's our job to find the obvious link. That's literally what we do. We might think of something you've never thought of because we get people rated for diabetes all the time. Okay? 858-360-2227. And Brian said it went great. I would love to see who you ended up talking to. But I love you guys. God bless you. Godspeed. God bless America. Today is your day. No more waiting. Start rating. This is your last chance. And I'm going to wait a minute before we nuke the call. Text in free claim review. Everybody text it into the chat so they can see it. You can see it there. 858-360-2227. Doomsy said, please respond to can I claim my knee issues and back issues secondary to my Achilles tendon? Yes, you can. Text in right now. Doomsy, 858-360-2227. Get it going, boy. All right. Love you guys. Text in. How do I stop the live? It says I'm still live. Am I not live now? Am I good?
Yeah, you should be good. It says, doesn't say go live.
Yeah.